Welcome to Music Fusion Fridays here in KBVR. I'm Maya Holmes.
And I'm Brittany Wooten.
And we're the Blonde Bombshells.
Here to give you your weekly music news. According to Oregon Music News, Portland's hard rock radio station 101.1 FM KUFO has been shut down after 21 years in action. KUFO left a message on their website thanking all their fans for enjoying their station for the last 21 years. This does, however, leave Portland with only a single FM radio station that plays current rock music. KUFO's replacement will be News Radio 750 KXL on the FM dial. According to the conservative talk radio replacement, 750 KXL has taken its news, information, and talk shows to the FM dial effective immediately, now as a simulcast on 101.1 FM. As a result, KXL AM FM will now deliver news and information featuring in-depth reporting on local, national, and international stories, as well as weather and frequent traffic reports throughout the day, and all to a broader audience by utilizing the more powerful signal on the FM dial.
San Francisco folk duo the Dodos have once again returned to create an album in Portland, this time to record their third newly released album entitled No Color. The Dodos were recruited in 2009 by Northwest indie rock producer Phil Eck to record their breakthrough album, Time to Die. According to Michael Mannheimer of Willamette Week, the record, however, was not met with the enthusiasm the band had anticipated, and some even said that the band had traded its unstoppable energy for a more safe sound. Now, throwing all that out the window, the Dodos' lead guitarist, singer, Merrick Long and drummer Logan Kroeber have collaborated with Portland producer John Askew, and together they aren't playing it safe any longer. Whereas Time to Die traded the band's bluesy folk pop sound, No Color brings it all back in a raw way. The duo spent the tail end of the summer in Portland recording the album at Tight Foundry and also at Askew's own Scenic Burrows studio, where they incorporated a laid-back spirit into their sound. The album was also amped up by the addition of electric guitar and more rhythmic interplay, as well as a traditional folk sound. The Dodos gave some lucky Oregonians the pleasure of hearing their new sound as they played this past Tuesday at the Doug Fir Lounge, along with Reading Rainbow. If you didn't get a chance to see the Dodos live, be sure to get your hands on a copy of their newest album, No Color.
According to Oregon Music News, the first taste of YACHT's upcoming full-length Shangri-La on DFA Records, the second on the renowned NYC dance label but fifth album overall, is here. The socially conscious dystopia, The Earth is on Fire, is a song about disaster, natural and otherwise, in a world of earthquakes, floods, tsunamis, and oil spills. YACHT says the song was actually written last May around the time of the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. The message is clear, warning that the tides are rising, the skies are darkening, and our overconsumption will be our demise, but told in a synthesized rocking disco boogie voice. YACHT, along with their backing band, The Straight Gaze, is becoming a finely tuned machine, and this preview of their new album might hint that the rough edges have finally been sanded into smooth corners. Shangri-La, due out on June 21st, was produced, mixed, and recorded and performed by themselves. You can catch them in Oregon for the last two dates of their upcoming tour, May 14th at Portland's Wonder Ballroom and May 15th at the Fort George Brewery in Astoria.
It seems that British conductor Michael Francis will once again be saving the day by doing an emergency fill-in and leading the Oregon Symphony. According to James Bash of Oregon Music News, on this occasion he will be flying into Portland from Indiana to replace German conductor Gunther Herbig, who had to withdraw from the concerts on April 10th and 11th for personal reasons. Last month, with less than 24 hours notice, Francis arrived straight from London to lead the orchestra after a guest conductor was forced to cancel. He received a phone call asking him to come, jumped on the next flight to Portland, studied the scores on the flight over, and was there in the morning to lead the symphony. This time, however, Francis will only be flying from Indiana, where he has been leading the Indianapolis Symphony. He will be leading the Oregon Symphony on April 10th and 11th in its classical series concerts entitled A Pair of Six Symphonies. There will be no change to the program, which will be bookended by a pair of 6 symphonies, and in between will feature the Oregon Symphony debut of 23-year-old Russian-born pianist Natasha Paremski. Tickets for the concert are available at the Oregon Symphony ticket office in downtown Portland, over the phone, at the concert hall box office starting 2 hours prior to the show, or online at any time for an orchestra's website.
It's official. Portland's largest annual festival, Music Fest Northwest, will be back for its 11th year at 18 venues across town from September 8th through September 11th. According to Oregon Music News, the 2010 Music Fest Northwest brought us 2 outdoor showcases in Pioneer Courthouse Square, featuring performances from the Decemberists and the National. Word is this year there is a possibility of 3 nights of concert at Pioneer Square. How else do they plan to trump last year? No word yet on that, but they do promise it to be the biggest and best yet.
23-year-old Nashville singer Caitlin Rose is making her way onto the music scene with an indie soul sound and a brand new LP that's waiting patiently for a release date. According to Ezra Ace-Karef of the Portland Mercury, Rose was raised in the Music City and came from quite the musical background. Her father is a longtime record label employee who has worked at various major labels, while her mother has written songs and some of the biggest hit singles for the likes of Taylor Swift and others. Rose herself began her career in 2008 when she released her EP, Dead Flowers. People began to notice her and kept an eye on Rose, waiting to see what the future would hold for this potential starlet. Despite this, Rose's newest musical endeavor, her LP, Own Side Now, has remained dormant in this country without a release date. However, in Europe, Own Side Now has not only found a release date, but critical praise as well, providing a nice foundation for when her US release finally does occur. Caitlin Rose brought a little of her Southern charm stateside recently and performed this past Monday, April 4th at the Doug Fir Lounge. Here's to hoping that her US career takes off real soon. Stay tuned, we'll be back after the commercials.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit, we're hot, we can't be stopped. We got the spirit, we're hot, we can't be stopped. We're gonna beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Hey guys, Brittany and Maya here in front of the MU at our very own Oregon State University.
We're here to meet up with the Nautics. We're actually playing a show in Corvallis tonight, so we didn't have to go too far for this road trip.
And we get to enjoy this beautiful spring day for our first spring edition of Bombshells Hit the Road. So guys, I hear you might have some sort of big news, maybe a new EP?
Yeah, we have a new EP coming out called New Mint, and it will be available Tuesday for free download at thenautics.com. So
It's gonna be sweet.
Gonna be sweet.
So why did you decide to do an EP rather than a full-length album?
Money.
Yeah, to be honest, we recorded at a really nice studio in Weed, California. Unfortunately, really nice means a lot of money.
Yeah.
And but it's 4 songs jam-packed with rock, awesomeness, and it's going to be free starting next Tuesday.
Free! Did you hear that? That's very exciting.
At thenautics.com, so make sure you go there.
And what gave you the inspiration for this? What's the feel of this thing that you're producing here?
Oh, for the songs or like the sound?
Yeah, it's just everything. The songs, the album, what can we expect?
Inspiration's always girls, I guess. The sound would be inspired by anything ranging from the Police to like the Beatles, I guess. So.
That sounds pretty good. I also hear we're in the midst of another musical star.
Yeah. So I'm go by the name ASW, and these guys approached me and asked them to do a remix of one of their upcoming singles called Bren. And so I said, let's do it, and it's great, it's awesome, and I'll be opening for them tonight, and I hope everybody will be dancing to it. So
we definitely will be.
And for my music, you can find me on soundcloud.com/ASWmusic, or on Facebook, you can check out ASW, but hopefully I'll be doing more work with these guys in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, so that brings me to my next question. What can we expect for any future plans between you guys, the Nautics, ASW, on your own, together, collaborations? What's happening?
Well, oh, sorry, go ahead.
We'll just have to see in the future, I mean, what it all holds.
Yeah, we got some talk going on, but, we just download this track when it comes out. It's going to be sick. Let us know what you think, and maybe we can come out with some more.
Yeah, definitely.
Always eager to work with other good artists, so.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. Let's go enjoy some music of yours.
All right, thank
Metal cone! Metal cone! Let's go! Hurry! Metal cone! Metal cone! Metal cone! Metal cone!
Dude, why is your mom driving us to MetalCon? Remember when I bought us all snowboards on that credit card and never paid it back? Well, I guess they check that stuff out when you apply for a car loan.
Afterwards, we'll all go out for ice cream.
Don't let your credit put you in a bad place. Go to controlyourcredit.gov.
Alone and crying, boom, boom, bam. Crying, pom, pom, pom. Crying, chaka, chaka, cha. Crying is always good.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Stop. How's she doing? 2, she was a passenger. I was T-boned on the passenger side.
We just had some wine. I wasn't even drunk. I was just buzzed.
What? You were just buzzed? Well, sir, you didn't tell us that. In that case, she's just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Thanks for sticking with us. We're back with some music news. The 13th annual Portland International Piano Festival will feature 11 artists and 4 recitals, 9 lectures and 8 master classes, plus 3 films and 2 special events. According to James Bash of Oregon Music News, the festival will take place July 12th through the 17th at the World Forestry Center in Portland. The headliners are Dennis Alexander, Sarah Cahill, Anthony DeMar, Laura Downs, Stephanie and Sar, from the Tops Christopher O'Reilly and Paul Roberts.
The Anacortes, Washington-based indie rock band, The Lonely Forest, recently released their first full-length album entitled Arrows, which is the follow-up to their self-titled digital EP released last year. According to Andrew Hard of Oregon Music News, their EP introduced fans to the group's brand of guitar-based indie rock when it received considerable play on the radio and views on YouTube. Since then, fans have been eagerly awaiting the release of Arrows, which was released on March 22nd through Death Cab for Cutie's Chris Walla's label, Trans Records. The Lonely Forest was the first to sign with the new label and will also be joining Death Cab for Cutie on their Underplay tour this summer for 9 dates in May and June. On Arrows, you can hear several of the group's EP tracks as well as 10 brand new tracks. The songs are mostly guitar-driven, but the album also features mid-tempo rock songs that feature a band. Their contrasting music is catchy yet deep and altogether moving. Playing homage to the land that they began in, I Don't Want to Live There is a love song for the Pacific Northwest, and in it, lead singer John Van Dusen sings songs about the faults of places like Los Angeles and Nashville, while singing lovingly for the place we call home. If you want to catch the Lonely Forest playing live, head to Portland's Mississippi Studios on April 11th to see them perform a great show with A Joy Formidable.
After a long hiatus, System of a Down is back. According to Ernest Yasmin of the News Tribune, the popular progressive metal band will launch its forthcoming U.S. tour on May 13th at Key Arena in Seattle. An additional treat will be the opening act Gogo Bordello, a gypsy punk band from New York. Tickets went on sale last month from prices ranging from $29 to $65. Be sure to look for System of a Down.
When the Enzo String Quartet earned a 2009 Grammy nomination, it changed everything for them. Prior to that, the group had already spent 10 years on the chamber music scene, but their career had yet to really take off. Now, the New York-based group is finally getting noticed and playing more and more shows, their most recent being last Wednesday's appearance in Corvallis. We were lucky enough to have Enzo play for Chamber Music Corvallis at the LaSalle Stewart Center right here on the Oregon State University campus. According to Tyler Hansen of the Gazette-Times, Enzo cellist Richard Belcher and first violinist Maureen Nelson formed the group back in 1999 while both were studying at Yale, and after a few different quartet combinations, they added violinists John Marcus and Melissa Reardon on the viola to their group. Not long after, Enzo earned their Grammy nod in the Best Chamber Music Performance category for their recording of the complete string quartets of Argentine composer Alberto Ginastera. Last Wednesday, Enzo treated their Corvallis audience to the music of Joseph Haydn, Erwin Schulhoff, and Franz Schubert, to name a few. I'm sure it was definitely a performance to remember.
According to Oregon Music News, the 2011 Sold Out, that's S-O-U-L, Music Festival kicked off last night at Mississippi Studios with New York's Giant Panda Gorilla Dub Squad along with musician Kevin Kinsella. Giant Panda Gorilla Dub Squad's 6-week U.S. tour began March 1st in Philadelphia after the quintet spent the winter in the studio recording their new album. Giant Panda has played 500 shows in the past 3 years and recently launched LivePanda.com, offering fresh live recordings to the masses. Their eclectic blend of roots, reggae, jam, and world sound is showcased on Live Up Volume 2, a collection of 10 songs recorded around this time last year, which is also available on Live Panda. GPGDS will be touring through the spring and is set to play some amazing festivals this summer. Be sure to look for them touring near you.
In 2009, composer Eve Beglarian began a journey down the Mississippi River, an adventure that fueled her creative fires. According to James Bash of Oregon Music News, Beglarian began her trip at the river's source in Lake Itasca in Minnesota and made her way down the river, meeting and interviewing people that crossed her path. She also spent time recording sounds of the river itself, writing music, and of course, performing with and for various members of communities that she encountered. Tonight, Beglarian will share some of her music, images, and stories from her journey along the side of Third New Angle Music Ensemble in a concert entitled One Mississippi, River as Muse at the Alberta Rose Theater. Also joining this collaborative multimedia program will be the members of Beta Collide. The event will begin at 7:30, so be sure not to miss it.
The high-energy band Chervona will be headlining a benefit show for victims of the Japan earthquake and tsunami tomorrow, April 9th at 8:30 p.m. The benefit will be held in Portland at the Secret Society Lounge for those 21 and over. Entry is a suggested $5 to $15, and according to Oregon Music News, also appearing will be Opa Grupa, then be international superstars Natasha Haugen, Will West, Russian folk dance group Matroshki, and many more. It'll be a great way to catch the music while helping others out, so don't miss it.
After the recent disastrous earthquake and tsunami that hit Japan, the students of OSU have decided to come together and show their support by raising money for the victims in Japan in the form of a benefit concert. The OSU Japan Relief Concert is happening tonight from 7 to 11 p.m. in the International Forum in the Memorial Union East, which is near Snell Hall at Oregon State University. During the concert, you can hear some of the best local bands and acts around, such as Tat Hatase performing the Japanese national anthem, Pluto My Planet, Summer Soundtrack, Mote, and Target for Tomorrow, among some others. Students can come to the concert or call 737-6330 on information on how to donate money towards the victims of Japan. Aside from the concert, we will also be broadcasting updates and interviews here from the KBVR studios, where we'll also give viewers the chance to hear from some Japanese students with connections to the devastating events in Japan. The event is also brought to you by ASOSU, the MUPC, KBVR TV, and the Japanese Student Association, and all of this will air live tonight right here on KBVR Channel 26 and will also be streaming online. The concert is free, but a suggested donation of $3 would be very much appreciated. Show your support for the victims in Japan by coming to the concert tonight at 7 p.m. at the International Forum or by donating. Every little bit helps, and who doesn't love great live music?
Well, that's all the music news we have for you today, but make sure you stay tuned for the Japan Relief concert tonight on Music Fusion Fridays.
See you next week!